Hello everybody and welcome back to Purbeck. So it is great to see the information about the cows. You have to stand in the bar. I didn't realise this before, but we can now see that we have 4,786 litres of slurry, which isn't too much, but it's going to add up pretty quickly, and we're going to keep fertilising our grass fields and hopefully the other fields as well with the natural, free manure. So, yes, what else do we have? We have 4,133 litres of milk. They do still have water. We've moved on to the next month. Food is still okay, so that's all looking good. 55 cows in total. But today we really do need to focus on two other things. We need to plant the cover crop, which I'm hoping a worker is going to do, because we have a much bigger job. It's August, so we're going to be harvesting. We really need to get as much done as possible today because we basically need to harvest the wheat for several reasons. It's field number 36 and field number 44, both of which are quite large. But yeah, the two main reasons for getting that crop in quickly is because we need the money to be able to buy a feed mixer for the cows, and we need the straw itself. We need the straw as part of the total mixed ration, and then the wheat can just be sold. Although the price won't be great, with it being peak harvest time. So anyway, yeah, let's get the drill going first. Let me just move this tractor out of the way. Just back it out of here. That's all we need to do, because we have this just here. It's very hazy this morning. Or is that my eyes? Hopefully it's not my eyes. It does seem incredibly hazy. So this needs to be attached to the drill. I don't think we need to cultivate first, which is going to save quite a bit of time, although I suppose there is the possibility that if we don't cultivate first, we're not going to be able to put it on a worker, because it is currently a grass field, and the worker will probably get quite confused. We have no fertiliser and we have no seed, so what we're going to have to do is go to the shed across the road, because I believe I have some in there. I can't remember the details on how much we have in there, but hopefully enough. Okay, we just have... Ah, there we go. There's my seed. I thought we had seed. Yes, so we've got 3 bags of seed, and we have got 1 bag of fertiliser. So, yes, it's going to be a bit tight. I think I'm going to have to use the New Holland to get those out of there, and then we can refill directly from the pallet fork. So let's just try and get around the corner. There we go. We'll put this just over here. That should be fine there. If we move the John Deere completely, then we'll have a lot more space. But yeah, let's just get this done first of all. Well, as you just saw, my tractor got somersaulted, even though I was barely moving, onto the roof. Where did the bag go? I wasn't really paying attention to the bag because I really didn't expect it to go flying. It's probably really obvious if I was to rewatch the video. Oh, that's not good. Farming Simulator physics at their best. Well, I might have to just add a bag back in. Here we are. Thankfully it was exactly 1,000 litres, so we have just basically replaced it with that. My other one must still be in existence though. Well, I suppose it doesn't need to be in existence, it might have been catapulted off the edge of the map. Hopefully it didn't hit anybody else's tractor on another Let's Play. Yes, if they could leave the map and go and disrupt somebody else's gaming session. Thankfully, that can't happen. Otherwise, people would be like, just been hit by another one of Dagwin's seed bags. Right then, we are off. And we don't need fertiliser, I don't think, because we are putting a cover crop in. And, well, that is the fertiliser. We're going to cultivate it and it will put a full application of fertiliser on the field, hopefully. That is the plan. I hope it does work. It should do, because the grass will be cultivated in, which will give the field the first application. And then hopefully cultivating this crop in will give it the second application. But as I don't do cover crops that often, I can't guarantee it'll work like that, but hopefully. So we'll set this to oilseed radish, which is a crop type I very rarely put in, as I said. It's going to be a nice change. And I think really it is nice to put a cover crop in, because it's something different. It also explores the different ways of adding fertiliser to a field, instead of just buying granular fertiliser all the time. There's actually a lot of ways that you can fertilise a field in this game. Granular fertiliser, liquid fertiliser, a cover crop, so natural, very green manure, slurry, solid manure, you apply from a muck spreader, and, well, there might be more that I've overlooked. But that's quite a good amount. The only thing this game really lacks, in my opinion, is different crop types. I think it'd be lovely to have, well, everything, really. Carrots, peas, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, onions. There really are so many different crops that you could do. Parsnips. Yeah, it does definitely lack crops. Okay, so I wanted to get going with the harvesting. I'm going to go around the headland and then set it off on a worker, but I can't guarantee it's going to work, just because it is already a grass crop. And I probably should stay with it, because otherwise it's going to get really messy. Like if it just continues on through the hedge, it could start drilling other fields. And I do not expect it to be able to do this piece here. This is quite awkward. It's a pretty tight top to the field. So we'll just hopefully get it to do the easy part over there. And then we'll hope for the best. So, yes, lift up, switch off, and we'll stick it on a worker. Let's see what it can do. Oh, it's going to try and go at that angle. What about over here? Do you want to go at that angle? That's better. That's much better. So I won't have any influence here. Hang on. It's putting... Is it putting fertiliser in? For some reason they are still set to buy, so they've been switched off. Although that is a kind of weird angle that fertiliser line is going at. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe it was already... No, I didn't put any slurry on this field, did I? No, I put it in the one over there. I have no idea. But that's looking very promising. It does seem to be turning around. Although, yeah, through the hedge, but that's fine. I don't really mind about that. Thank you, worker. We're doing a fantastic job so far. So, we can now get the combine. The Tucano 320 with our 770 header. And I think I'm going to do this field closest to us first of all. It's going to be fun getting out of here. Actually, I think I might take the header on a tractor, because just manoeuvring the combine itself is going to be pretty tight. It's not a massive combine. It's modern, but it's not massive. We can get way bigger. In fact, it's the smallest header out of that pack, and there's many larger ones. So this is the field. In a way, it's a good job that we lost the information from the first episode when I updated the map, because I actually drilled this area and it's a fantastic place to attach the header. If I hadn't done that, then yes, we'd have had a fully grown crop there. and it would have meant driving in it. I wonder if this header trailer can attach to the weight. It doesn't matter if it can't. We can just take it off. We could even attach it to the front, maybe? Or maybe not on this tractor. Some tractors. We can attach it to the weight. That's good. And now we can spin around. Yeah, that's much easier. I think we're always going to have to move the header with a tractor instead of turning it with a combine. And I think if I go up here, I can then get it to the right angle. We'll probably have to move the combine. But that is not bad. That's really good. Yeah, it's just the right size. There's nothing worse when you get one of the two extremes, like if I get a really small combine and then it just becomes painful, or if you get such a big one that you can't manoeuvre it and it takes about 2 minutes to do one big field, which obviously is very nice if you can get the job done fast, but at the same time it sort of, in my opinion, makes it less interesting. Okay, combine, go. Huh. It doesn't have the power to run the header. Well, that is interesting. My foot is to the floor. The header is not part of the combine pack. It was a separate mod. But really, a Tucano 320, that would have a 7.7 meter header, wouldn't it? Surely, it looks perfect. Okay, that's sort of ruined things. Interestingly, the only combination which it's choosing is the sunflower and corn header. Okay, yeah, it looks so good on it too. Well, what's the option? I don't know what the alternative is actually. It's out of this fantastic pack here, but obviously they require an extreme amount of power. And the only other header that we could go for is the 1080, which is, in my opinion, too big for this map. And it's exactly what I just said. We don't want to have one too big, although maybe it's optimized differently. Maybe it will have the power to run that even though it's bigger. Or maybe this combine is just underpowered. It is possible to put a bigger engine in it for £7,000. But since it doesn't move at all, it's hard to believe that it would actually work even with the bigger engine. But we can afford £7,000, so it would be pretty foolish not to try it. Do we have a workshop here? I'm not too sure if we do actually. Does the farm have a workshop? Looking at the horsepowers, I think actually maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 7.7 meters is far too big. It's only 250 or something. Is there a workshop here? I don't know. Well, we'll take it to the store. Change of plan. Let's just sell it. Also, I can't find the repair button for whatever reason. I looked in the workshop and I couldn't see it, so we might have to sell it directly from the menu. But yes, there is a bigger version, so if we just take out a very small loan, we'll be able to repay it the moment we sell the grain. We can get £156,000 back for this. And then we can go with, instead of going with the Tucano 300, we can go with the Tucano 400. Hopefully it really pays off. If we go with the 450, which is 313 horsepower, it really should be enough for a 7.7 meter header, then that would be great. We need £278,500. We have 167,000. To play it safe, we want to be going with 120,000. Yep. So I've got a £120,000 loan, which I think is going to be pretty easy to repay. That's not too much when we've got lots of money coming back in. So the 450, I just really hope this is worth it. Hope it works. Yeah, why wouldn't it be able to? It's only 7.7 meters. We're sticking with the same header size. And yeah, now it actually looks like a really big combine. It looks physically larger. Oh, and by the way, the drill was doing a really good job. Continue, please. Why would you not want to continue? Let's go and harvest the field, hopefully. Right, here we are. Let's try again. It has to work this time, surely. Otherwise, what can power a smallish header? Does help if I unfold it. Also, this is the most difficult it could possibly be because we're going uphill. So yeah, that's good enough. It works! It works! Hooray! We're harvesting. So I do need to keep an eye on the worker over there. They really shouldn't have a problem. But you know what the worker's like. It's going to get more tricky though. We'll also have to bring our trailer across. It's the first time actually we've used it. It's a very nice trailer. It's by 4D modding. And it's going to be great. It's the sort of trailer actually which we'll never need to replace. Because it's pretty big. It's nice. And I think also you can customize it so you can also use it for silage. So extremely handy. We're slowing down a bit, but yeah, as I said, we are going uphill. It's not that easy for any machine when it's going uphill and working. But we'll get all of this done and then we can start to bale. Focus on this field today. We should be able to get both fields done though in August. In the next episode we can do the other field and it will still be August. Right, we've made it almost to the top. There we go. And I think this is the steepest field that we're going to be working in with the combine. I would love to know actually, I can probably find out online, but what sort of size header a Tucano 450 is built for, what it's recommended for. This seems right. Well, we are getting closer to the end, and I've just discovered a bit of a disaster which I already mentioned might happen. The worker has gone through the hedge and it started to drill the neighbouring field. I don't think you can see the division between the fields, which is of course the issue with using a computer over a human. So, yes, that has obviously brought up a bit of an issue. I can fix that issue by either drilling it again with grass or just resetting it in the easy development mod. The only problem is, it is the field which we were already putting slurry in. So that is a shame. Yes, it is a bit of a pickle. But what I'll do is I'll just get to the bottom of here, I'll then unload, and then we'll get the worker to finish whilst I go and fix the problem. But the combining has gone smoothly. As I said, we've got this lovely big trailer. It's great. And we do have the lighting kit as well, so we've got plenty of strobes, but you can't really see them until it goes dark. It's also more for a bigger tractor, but obviously our bigger tractor is currently in use, making a mess. Yeah, there's still quite a bit in there. There we go. Yes, so here we go. It's done that. I haven't actually been to the top to see exactly what it's done, but it must have noticed the boundary with the river. If it's put oilseed radish in the river, then that is unfortunate. No, it hasn't. If it had gone more this way, it would have gone into my mud, and then it would have got stuck. So, yeah, as I said, we have fertilised... Actually, it does say 100% fertilised. We did do most of it. Up to about here. I'm going to have to fix it. What field number is this? 58. Yeah, I can't believe I even predicted this might happen. So if we change this to grass, put fertilizer to 100%, and it is growing, it's probably... Well, we'll just put it as growing. It's going to set it back a bit, but we're not in a huge rush to mow it again anyway. Yeah, so that's fixed everything except for that little piece there, because that is outside of the field boundary. And that's now going to grow oilseed radish, so we're going to have to put a bit of grass back into there. It didn't actually drill where the hedge is, which is interesting. So it could have been worse. Yeah, that's sorted the problem. It's annoying, but I'll know for next time. Now I need to make sure I change the crop type. And I need to change it back again as well. Once I've done this, because I still need to finish that field, because it didn't actually do all of it. So it looks weird, but this will germinate next, well, in the next month, and it'll look perfectly normal again. It will be a 100% grass field. There we go. Now back to radish. And I can finish this piece, which it hasn't done yet. But I think, generally, yeah, for a worker, it has done quite a good job. There is a piece over there it's missed, but that was the initial part. Usually where you set it off on a worker, it misses a bit. It could have been worse. They didn't stick in the same field they were supposed to be in, but it could have still been worse. Field finished. And that really didn't use much seed. So that's got to be a cheap fertilizer. I suppose there's quite a bit of time involved, because it also has to be cultivated, and diesel. But it can't use that much diesel. So we'll take this back to the yard, we'll put the drill back in the shed, and then we need to attach the balers to this tractor. We'll get that field baled. This is quite a tight gate for such big machinery. Yeah, it's not ideal putting such massive machinery into that field. An alternative would be to buy this field, and then what we could do is go straight out, we'll have to do it this time as a demonstration. I'm sure the owners won't mind. Yeah, and then we could spin around in here, try and get the right angle, and then go straight out. That would be a good way of going about things, or we could just do that anyway. Maybe the owner won't mind us doing that, although we will be creating a bit of compaction in their entrance to their field. But that does work much more effectively. The combine didn't finish. It just went up to the top and stopped. So there's the baler. There's no point tabbing back to the combine now. We might as well just drive the baler to the field. It's good that we have seed left in the drill for this field which we're currently working in. It is early though to be drilling. It'll have to be September. We could put canola in that field because canola can be drilled in September. Ah yes, class on class. We have a class baler on a class tractor. Very fitting. Right, yeah, it's because it's got to the piece where there isn't any more crop. So I can just spin round and get that piece done. I wouldn't want a smaller header. I think this really is the perfect size header for this map. Well, for the part of the map that we're currently farming, we're going to stick in this sort of area. If you were going further afield, then yeah, the biggest combine I think you could get away with, because some of the fields out there are huge. We're not going to go bigger. I'm not too sure if we're going to get that last bit in one pass. It does widen quite well down here. I can't decide if I should drill the grass area down here next time. I'm starting to think that I really shouldn't, because it's been quite handy. We could actually cut it and then we could get a few, well maybe a bale out of it. Still, that's a bale, which we wouldn't have had before. Then it's not totally wasted. We could have it as a turning around area, parking area, and an area to grow a bit of grass. And the final bit. Right then, put that there, switch the header off, and we will spin round with this tractor. Should fit comfortably. I think, yeah, it's probably going to be worth selling this straight away, because the price usually only goes down, but I'll have a look. If it's right at the bottom, which again it could be, then we'll have to wait, but we can't really afford to wait. We're in that sort of position where we don't have the luxury of waiting for the best price, we just have to get the money in. It's not terrible. 816 is the bottom. Yeah, so if we were to take it to the fisherman, we'd be getting much higher than bottom. But the question is, where is the fisherman? Where is the fisherman? Oh, it's there. So yeah, I think we can, we'll take that price. We have to take that price. We have no option. And whilst it's doing that, because it's going to be pretty slow with it being a heavy trailer for this tractor, we'll get this field baled. I'll make it as easy as possible. I'll put it on the road for it. Although I don't know if I've ever actually used a worker to drive on this map. It is a very, very tricky map for a worker to drive around. This might not work, but we'll see. Nope. No. Okay, well, we'll finish them by taking that. Let's just turn the combine off. We'll be harvesting that other field next time. Let's get this baled. It'd be nice to finish with a bit of income. It's always good to get a bit of money in at the end. Right, so yeah, we've got a nice decent sized tractor on this baler, so it should be flying through this job. And then hopefully next time we can also put the canola into this field. Just a nice handful of bales there. But the point is we have straw bales, which we need for when we do the total mix ration. Got to repay that loan first though. Right, so we might as well empty the baler here. We can clear these another time. And we can park this with the rest of the harvesting fleet. There we go. And we'll see if we can make it to the sell point with this. It is, as I said, really heavy for this particular tractor, but it should be able to do it. Let's go and make some money. I can feel it pushing the tractor. In the future we'll have it on the class. At the end of here we need to turn right. Hopefully we don't have to come to a complete standstill, because otherwise it's going to be hard to set off again. Yep, we can go. Oh no, a hill. It was great going downhill. Not so good going up it. Oh, a yellow van. Don't normally see them. We'll get there in the end. That was actually fairly painless. So there is our sell point. Quite a tight entrance. But that's lovely. It's got a bridge. Water. How much is it going to be? Maybe about £15,000. Yeah, about 15,000. 14.5. Okay, so that concludes it for this episode. We'll continue with the harvesting next time. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.